Scanning for audio.
Welcome to yet another Tin Dog podcast. I've been recording these back to back, so I've now been speaking for nearly 2 hours straight about Doctor Who, something that even I find a little bit tiring. Today I'll be talking about the second part of the Kamelion box set, Planet of Fire. But before I do, I just want to talk about something that I think is very important. Podcaster's lament. Podcaster's lament is a condition many podcasters suffer from. I've talked to them, and they all have very similar stories. You see, you have your notes laid out before you. You read them, you go through them, you discuss them, you go off at tangents. And then, when you're listening to it back, editing, or indeed in the car, just to make sure that things went okay, you go, oh, why didn't I say that? For example, in the Silver Nemesis review, I didn't mention the fact that there was a special edition of the Silver Nemesis, released on VHS, which bizarrely doesn't appear on this release of the DVD. For every single Tin Dog podcast, there has been at least one thing that I failed to mention, or indeed got wrong. There's nothing you can do for Podcaster's Lament, apart from apologise, keep your head down, and keep going. And because of that, here we go with part 2 of the Kamelion box set, Planet of Fire. It's a 2-disc set, containing the original broadcast version of Planet of Fire, and indeed a special edition, because this was mainly shot on film. This special edition is presented in widescreen, has new, slightly cheaper looking effects, and is, well, very orange. It has more fire on the Planet of Fire, making everything else more orange. The acting is, of course, exactly the same. The effects are slightly more tarted up. Slightly. And there's a brand new opening sequence. But it's still basically the same story. Peri still manages to swim, and Turlough still manages to wear ridiculously short shorts. There is some great performances from Peter Wyngarde, again in both versions. But I'm not quite sure why we're presented with this new one. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. In seeing that, the small bit of footage at the beginning, where the director talks about her work, is well worth seeing just for that. Yes, these discs do contain lots of extras, lots of interviews, lots of talking, the usual things really. The sort of thing we've come to expect from 2 Entertain, a collection of very, very nice documentaries. All very specific to the era. No, it's the story itself that lies at the heart of this box set. It's Peri's introduction, and like most introduction stories, it has a shopping list of things to do. Introduce Peri, get rid of Turlough, set everything up for Caves of Androzani. It's sad that the same location for this story is the same location for Androzani. It would have been nicer if there was a story in between, but of course Doctor Who didn't really work like that then. They'd already dumped Tegan 2 stories earlier. Or 1 story, depending on which story we're talking about. Yeah, leave it there. And of course the big thing that needed to be done in this story was also get rid of Kamelion. He'd only appeared in the 1 story, the prop hardly worked, and it just didn't quite work. Again, I refer to Doctor Who, the completely and utterly unauthorised guide by Mark Campbell. Story. The Doctor and Turlough go to Sarn, accompanied by the American girl called Peri, where the miniaturized master uses Kamelion to restore his size in the volcanic flames. Turlough meets his brother Malkon and returns to his homeworld Tryon. Verdict. Peter Grimwade has to incorporate Lanzarote, the master, Peri's introduction, Kamelion's demise and Turlough's departure, so it's a wonder the story's any good at all. 2 out of 5. Not a particularly ringing endorsement. Wrong, in fact, because the story itself holds together quite well. You cannot fault any of the major cast's performances. Ainley is, of course, playing, well, Ainley, but don't hold that against him. The Kamelion prop appears to be better than usual. They were trying to milk every single inch out of it. Peri's introduction is, like most introduction stories, quite well executed. There is, of course, the famous bathing beauty scenes, but we don't need to go there. There's a reason she's wearing the swimming costume. She's going swimming. Accept it, move on, don't read anything else into it. So yes, it has its flaws. Hey, it's Doctor Who. What story doesn't? But don't dismiss it out of hand. Give it a go. And so, with the DVD reviews slightly caught up, I'll be able to move on and review some books and some nice Big Finish. Because I think I've been ignoring you, Big Finish. And oh, you hold such a great place in my heart. I'm sorry, but I'll be coming back to you very shortly with some stonkingly good reviews of some stonkingly good stories. There's been some great trilogies of late. But how do you review the Colin Baker one without giving away spoilers? That's something that even my talents aren't up to. So here's a Whostrology, and remember, if you'd like your own Whostrology, visit the Tin Dog website and follow the link.
Radio from Garrow.
Hello, my name's Michael. You might know me from shows such as the Tin Dog Podcast, the Who Cast, and even Podshock. Yes, I'm speaking on behalf of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance. You see, we're all off. Well, some of us are all off very soon, Sunday the 5th of September 2010, to be precise, between 10 AM and 5, to Hooverville 2, the world's only Doctor Who convention, held in an engine shed. Yes, there are guest appearances by loads of people from the world of Doctor Who. Sophie Aldred, who we all know played Ace, Deborah Watling, played Victoria, Dee Sadler, who played Flower Child, the Katie Manning, and Tristan Peatfield, production designer on Amy's Choice. As well as meeting these wonderful people, you'll be able to meet us, because there's going to be a podcasting panel, and that'll include audience participation, so you'll need to wear your speaking trousers, apparently. So go on, join us at Hooverville 2 on Sunday the 5th of September 2010 at the Midland Railway, Butterley, Ripley, Derbyshire. Tickets for adults cost £25, children £10, under 5 years are free, obviously accompanied by a paying adult. Family tickets, that's 2 adults and 2 children, are only £60. For more information, contact www.hoovers.org.uk. Now that's spelt WHOOVERS, and you can use secure booking at www.midlandrailwaycentre.co.uk. So hopefully see you there and many other members of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance. So until then, be seeing you. And now the Whostrology reading for Patricia Jackson, born on the 15th of June 1965. Born in the time of the First Doctor, with teachers about to leave his first house. Born during the broadcast of The Chase. You share your birthday with Roy Holder, 1946. Your Whostrology. Beware of meeting Peter Purvis twice. He may have a panda that he will forget, but pay it no heed. It is a good day for meeting round people who take things literally. And maybe a visit to a fun fair or a cruise is on the cards. Your choice of career may not be to everyone's taste, but you should still take a man at his word. Some people around you may act like robots, so it may be wise just to keep your head down and avoid making too much of an impact. So until next time, be seeing you. You have been listening to the Tin Dog Podcast. Doctor Who and its associated shows are all trademark of the BBC. No infringement is intended. Contact us at tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk.